Moscow update is here.
We got Moscow, we got Russia, and bears, and big buff shirtless men.
Think you know everything, huh? You've been spoon-fed a high dose of gaslight.
Shade? What are you talking about?
Let me tell you what's really happening. Everything you were told was a lie. The facts, the leaks, the promises, all a myth to satisfy the gods. There never was a Moscow. There never will be a Moscow. They punish those who found out. They got biblical. Exodus 33:20. No man shall see me and live.
Nothing to piss your pants over. It was just the name that was kept hidden. We can still call it the Moscow update.
But there's no reference or sightings of Moscow at all.
Shut up, Shade. You guys figuring out it wasn't Moscow based on the Danish flags is insane to me, because my dumbass doesn't know any flag besides the American one. I got bailed to fail to identify Australia. This one looks like the Mexico flag. Anyways, we have the biggest update that GMB has ever dropped on us.
Hiroshima Part 2.
We have a new way to communicate with our lovely teammates via yelling at them. And it's not just English, but other languages, like not English stuff. Here's an actual list. So far, the current languages that are supported are English or British, French, Russian, German, Danish, and Swedish. Yo, shout out to all the people who live there. You guys have to like pay taxes and stuff, because we have to do that here in America, and I fucking hate it. There are some details I want to go over with the voice chat, voice line stuff really quick. Voice lines will appear in the chat, and there should be an option to toggle this off, I think, in the future if it's not already inside of the game. If you guys do have your chat open and players do go ahead and use their voice lines, you can see it there too. So this helps the deaf people, I'm pretty sure. Player voices are intentionally pitch shift so that voices do not sound the same 24/7, which I thought was really interesting. If you want the exact decibel percentages, I think that's what it is, decibels. It's shifted between 0.94 and 1.04. And there is also a similar cooldown system to Source games, so you can't just constantly spam it. And there is one more thing I want to mention, and that is the automatic callout system. The automatic option in the voice line selection menu allows you to voice the nearest high priority zombie relative to the player's position. And there is a list here for the highest or biggest priority, and it goes from 1 to 5. Number 1 being a runner, and then a sapper, igniter, barrel, and then normal. So as you can see here in this scenario, we have a barrel and a normal shambler. But when I choose the automatic callout option, it'll go ahead and prioritize the barrel over the shambler to let everyone else know. Along with every update is a juicy selection of new weapons. Just when you thought the source of violence couldn't grow, here we are. In this update, we have 3 new weapons, 2 primaries, and 1 melee, and all which are available for the line infantry class only. Bro got honey this update. The actual main reason is for the Seaman class being removed. I like the chaos that got spiked in the server subreddit when this news was first brought by Electro Guy. We're removing the Seaman class. And finally, Fez followed up by reconstructing the fact from the false and also mentioning how irrelevant the subreddit is. Throw it all to the side. Let's dive into the stats and descriptions. First up, we got the Horse Artillery Rifle. This does 85 damage per pellet, it has a 14-second reload, a 5 penetration, and 550 range. This does have the same mechanic as the double barrel pistol, where it had the double barrel's special ability. So you have the option to either fire one or both barrels at the same time. And this will matter because with the Horse Artillery Rifle, there is some additional info you need to know. The left barrel is very accurate and the right barrel is very inaccurate. I have an example here of shooting both barrels one at a time, and you can see that one of the targets I shot at, the bullet didn't even hit the target when I aimed at it. That just shows how inaccurate it is, while the other one did hit the target. Next, we have the rifle. This does 195 damage per pellet, 14 seconds for a reload, a 15 penetration, and the range is 1500 studs. This thing is a sniper rifle, and it's very, very accurate at long range as well. Now, the base reload does say 14 seconds, but one thing we need to know is that the 14 seconds by itself is fine, but when you're walking, it is significantly slower than how your reload speed is for any other weapon inside of this game. As you can see here, Toast right next to me was reloading and walking at a much faster speed than I was walking and reloading with the rifle. This also does have a special ability. We have ADS. You can aim down sight in first person while using the rifle. And something else to mention is that this does ignore zapper bullet resistance. I didn't even know zappers had bullet resistance. I knew zappers had some resistance to the hand axe and I think the pike, but I didn't know there was any bullet resistance. But I guess there is, and it ignores it. And the last weapon we have here is the heavy saber. It does 43 stab damage and less thrust damage, has a swing rate of 0.7 seconds, and a penetration of 3. The side swiping on this thing, you should not be doing. This would be a weapon where you want to poke, so that it is either up swinging or down swinging. And what's really cool about the heavy saber is that this has the same effect when you do get charged as if you were using the pike or the bayonet on the musket. If an officer does charge you and you have the heavy saber out, you could charge into a zombie horde and start killing zombies without having to swing. And those are all of the weapons introduced into this update. If you guys want to see more on just how the weapons work and some stats, I'll probably have a video of that out. Otherwise, we pretty much covered everything inside of this video, so let's just move on. Farm to the West is based on the Project Zomboid game. This is a blocks event mode. The map is in Knox County, Kentucky, and it does feature the cold debuff that we've seen in Berezina. It has Residents of Kentucky Regiment. It has multiple occupation trees here. Occupation tree 1, 2, and 3. And they all change up how each class looks and plays. And then there's also a specialist class for the medical service. And just to mention really quick, there is a 20% chance to get Dr. House when choosing the specialist.
Are you being intentionally dense?
Huh? Copenhagen, Denmark. I mean, Moscow. This is the newest objective map. It's located in Denmark, which that is not in the USA. And being an American myself, I have no idea what the rest of the world looks like. This map is in reference to the Battle of Copenhagen, which was in 1807. This was part of the Gunboat War and the Napoleonic Wars. There will be a new enemy inside of this map rather than just the zombies. You will go ahead and encounter the brig sloop. This is at the end of the map. Not only will you be firing at them, but they're going to be firing at you, so get ready. I will have a separate video going over the entire objective standpoint of this map, so if you guys want to check that out, I will have that linked down below, or, you know, when I get to it.
Are we almost done with the video?
We have to cover the new game modes.
Well, hurry up and click the button already.
Shade, don't rush it. The system could malfunction.
Click the damn button.
Shade, don't!
Teleporter 1 active.
Shade, be ye thine own self?
Why are you talking like that? Where are we?
Methinks we be transformed into lowly peasants. I possess naught but a humble shovel.
I don't even know how to play this, but I'm doing it epically.
3 new custom modes is 200 years later. It gives everyone an M16A4 and a melee weapon, and the melee weapons are randomized. So far, I've seen the sapper's axe, the stake, the shovel, and the sledgehammer. The other mode is called Undead Nightmare, and this is objective only for now. It gives everyone a Colt and a melee weapon, and the melee weapons are randomized. So far, I've seen the sapper's axe, stake, shovel, and hand axe. And the last mode is called Crusaders. This is based on the 100 Years' War. All of the classes are replaced. The line infantry turns into the knight class, and they are granted a sword and a shield and a pike. The officer has been transformed into the commander. They get the captain's arming sword. The seaman has been transformed into the archer, and they get a crossbow and an arming sword. The musician has been transformed into the bard, and they get a lute and a medieval knife. And the sapper remains the sapper with a hammer and a poleaxe. And that's pretty much everything that this update has granted for us. Make sure you guys tune into the live stream because I will definitely be streaming this thing, and we'll do our best to try to grind out everything that this update has to offer, because this is the largest update that Guts of Blackpowder has ever done. Introduced a lot of goodies for us. Please like this video if you guys have made it this far. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. My name's JMT, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, lads.